Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in to a special edition of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic. As you hear the lawn guys in the background making all kinds of noise, but it's all good. We're not going to restart this. Let's jump right into it. Special edition, guys. You know I'll be doing the Terrible Towel Tuesday throughout the season, and I thought it was fitting this week to bring you a special edition for two reasons. Training camp is getting underway. Training camp is about to kick off, guys. So you know I'll be doing some periodic Terrible Towel Tuesdays. Maybe not every week, but anytime it's necessary to bring some information, I'll be doing those. But also, we got to talk about Le'Veon Bell and what I feel like is going on with my Steelers. You know, what things may be without Bell for the first four games, as well as without Martavis Bryant. So let's jump right into it. Now, guys, like I said, training camp is getting underway. I'm getting very excited, as you can see, rubbing their hands together. Football is back, guys. You know, to me, and shout outs to my guy, Zoo Effect, he always says this: football is 24 hours every day of the week, 365 of the year for us. You know, we watch NFL Network when the season is not going on, hearing about the draft, and we watch the draft, and then you have your mini camps with your rookies and got things like that, and mini training camp, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's the end of July, training camp gets underway, and then guess what? Preseason games start to roll in, and then we right there, guys. September hits, and we got football. So for us, this is a great moment for us right now because football is about to get underway. Can't wait to hear all of the news. Unfortunately, you're going to hear injuries as well across the league. It's always unfortunate, but it's always interesting to see, you know, what teams have injuries and things like that. You know, what's going to affect their regular season. So it's all in football. That's a part of it. But let's talk about Le'Veon Bell. Now, I don't know how to put it into words, you know, how it makes me feel that this would pretty much be the third season, if I'm not mistaken, that the Steelers will start off the season without all of their firepower on offense. I'm telling you, man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. And as far as Le'Veon Bell, you know, I don't know him personally, but from hearing what everyone is saying that knows him personally, you know, just looking at his interviews, you kind of get to know these guys. Seems like a great guy. You know, seems like a great kid. Now, I say kid because he's in his, you know, early 20s. Seems like a phenomenal kid, man. Great guy. But, you know, these guys are making these mistakes. And some people will say, oh, it's just weed. I even heard Max Kellerman say on First Take yesterday, and shout outs to Max Kellerman. Love that guy. Love First Take. But I heard him say that the NFL should stop testing for marijuana because it's kind of like a double standard, you know, with them having so many times with alcohol and things like that. And I kind of understand what he's saying. I don't disagree with that. Hey, I don't knock any guy who has smoked weed or smokes weed. If that's what you want to do, cool. My only problem is when you are working for a company or organization or NFL player, whatever type of athlete you are, you're working for this organization, those are the rules. Point blank. I'm not judging you for smoking if that's what you prefer to do, if that's your vice. I'm just saying these are the rules. I have to judge you on abiding by the rules. I mean, point blank. Now, as far as Le'Veon, now I'm hearing that, and he's even saying himself that he did follow the protocol of his 15-month probation that he had from the last incident. You know, when the little incident that he had with LeGarrette Blunt, Blunt, pun intended. You know, the situation he had with him, he was in the NFL's, you know, drug policy or whatever, and he said that he did everything he was supposed to during the probation, taking tests and things like that, so that should be able to be sufficient, you know, for his testing or what have you. He's saying, you know, I saw he said on Instagram that he's not going to miss a game, he will win his appeal, and he will be playing in the start of this season. Now, if that works out, great. I don't know all of the details, so I'm not going to beat him up about it. I'm just going to give my early opinion. If, in fact, that he did miss these drug tests, come on, man. I mean, I love the guy, but I got to be fair and I got to criticize him in the same regard. If you missed those drug tests and you literally did miss them, because to me, there's no other reason why you wouldn't take a drug test other than the fact that you got drugs in your system, or you're scared that possibly there's some trace of marijuana in your system, then you crazy for that, bro. I'm sorry. You know, this is a contract year. You're going into a contract year. This is a big year for you. And this could potentially hurt that pocket. I mean, arguably, Le'Veon Bell is the best overall running back in the NFL. Just my opinion, and the opinion of most. If you look at it from top to bottom, from what he can do on the field, his size, his strength, you know, his vision, you know, he's not that fast. It's all good. You know, his receiving skills, he actually runs routes. You know, what he does in the block game. This guy is, in my opinion, by far the best overall running back in the NFL, with some guys at a close second. I love Todd Gurley. He's up and coming. Love what he can do. Of course, AP. But let's be real. Adrian Peterson is declining as far as, you know, sustaining that top status. You know, he's an older guy. He's probably give us a few more seasons. But let's just be real. But come on, man. This is a contract year, bro. You cannot afford to have anything on your record or in your history or whatever the case this year. You know what I'm saying? Because the first incident could already have the Roonies looking at you with a side eye like, we got to keep an eye on you. So now if you have a second incident, who's to say? You never know. You know, the Roonies have shown in the past when there's some weed problems, they've gotten guys up out of there. You know, you think about Santonio Holmes. This is coming off of a Super Bowl winning performance. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Martavis Bryant, we don't know what's going to happen with that, but he got suspended for a year, but we don't know what the Roonies are going to do. He is under contract for another year, so that's a little different. But I'm just saying, come on, man, you can't afford that at this moment. You know, you're a integral piece of the offense. And speaking of that, man, as I wrap this video up, I think we still got enough on offense that we'll be potent. But I want to see that full package, man. I mean, we're already down Martavis Bryant, so now we got to wait on Sammy Coates. Hopefully Sammy Coates will show up. Maybe there's another guy in camp. I know we have a couple receivers that we had on the practice squad that were decent. Who knows? We don't know who's going to take that third spot. Maybe it's Haywood Bay. Do I want Haywood Bay to consistently be the number 3 guy? I don't know. Me personally, I think he's more of a speed guy. But who knows? Maybe he develops as more of a full package. I don't know. But clearly, we're losing something with Bryant not being opposite Antonio Brown. I mean, of course, we got Marcus Wheaton, but like I said, Marcus Wheaton is going to be in the second spot. So that's the 1 and 2 more than likely. So it all comes down to that 3rd and 4th guy. And, you know, if we're out Le'Veon Bell for 4 games, you know, it's just D'Angelo Williams, which love D'Angelo Williams as well, but then who's behind that? You see what I'm saying? I want that 1-2 punch. I want Bell Williams. That is a backfield that you can kind of, you know, defensive coordinators can be a little afraid of. Like, whoa, you know, you got to prepare for both of these guys. But who's to say D'Angelo Williams has a season like he had last year? We don't know that. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of ifs and undetermineds at this moment. So that's kind of how I feel about the situation, man. Like I said, I'm extremely excited, extremely happy that football is back. You guys have no idea how happy I am that training camp is starting because, you know, we're right around the corner. You know, around the 2nd week of August or so, that's the first preseason game right there. So I'm ecstatic about that. But just had to reflect on Le'Veon's situation, man, and we'll see what happens, guys. But at any rate, definitely stay tuned. Terrible Town Tuesday will start to pick up as we progress through training camp, through preseason, and then, of course, regular season. That's when I'll more likely have those weekly shows. And like I said, probably in preseason is probably when I'll start doing a week-to-week thing because then I have games to talk about. All right, guys, so definitely until next time, here we go, Steelers. Keep the faith. Maybe Le'Veon Bell will win this appeal. So, all right, guys, leave your thoughts, leave your comments, and I promise it won't hurt you to hit that like button. Until next time, let me know what you think. Peace. Hey, guys, thanks for coming by. And if you want to interact with me live, head on over to Sim Standard Radio every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, along with Smitty and Azure Fact. The call-in number for the show is down in the description. Now, of course, for more content, go ahead and click the link above. And before you go, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys. Until next time, lights out.